be satisfied. Blame the divine. Eventually they'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if I believe you? What if
I can.
go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. You can say anything you like. Go and give it your all. You can say anything you like. Go and give it your all. And what if I believed you? What if I could? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to
Welcome to Whiskeyville_TV, the Dirt King Racing League. The race number 2 is here, and it's upon us. Volusia Motor Speedway Park is where we're at here tonight. Qualifying just got over with. A little bit of technical difficulties to start off tonight, but hey, that's just how it rolls here on Whiskey Oval TV. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll have a good one. UMP Modifieds. It'll be fun. Should be a fun one. Here we go with the grid. These drivers get ready to rock and roll. Grid for heat race number 1, Mitchell Clark. Guy from the land down under. The 3-2-1 machine. He'll be on the front row. Cody J. Harris, the number 15 machine. He'll be starting the outside of him. And Gene Wolf, the 642. He'll be starting in 3rd place. James will be starting in that 4th spot. You got Brandon Weeks rounding out the top 5. Chris Cox, Dylan Simmons, Cody Nevins, Jerry and Jesse rounding out those last transfer spot there in the 9th and 10th spot. We get the engine volumes just right, everything just right. We'll get ready to rock and roll. 8 laps around this place. UMP modifies, man. A lot of guys like them, a lot of guys don't. A lot of guys that don't like them liked whenever they came out with the big blocks and the small block modifieds. Dirt King Racing League, man. We got a lot of drivers here tonight, too. Jesse Osborne and Jerry Switzer, he will not be making a start back there in that 9th and 10th spot. So here we go. We're stacked up. We're packed up. Engine volumes. Sorry for the scratchiness. There we go. Engine volumes up. 8 cars made the call to the line. Green flag out. Heat race number 1 is underway. Mitchell Clark has led every single lap early on so far in that 3-2-1 machine. Cody J. Harris right there behind him in that Dale Earnhardt paint scheme, the old black 3 car. Gene Wolf standing there right behind him. We have one guy hits the outside wall. The 66 of James. Smashes the outside wall coming out of turn 4. And man, he lost 4 spots in that little exchange. Cody Nevin rounding out P7. P6, give it to Dylan Simmons. Brendan Weeks rounding out the top 5 now, trying to get around Chris Cox, working lap 5 of 8, 1 minute 17 seconds in this heat race. You got a good battle for second place too with Gene Wolf and Cody J. Harris, so we'll keep an eye out on for this one as that all black 3 machine slides up out of turn 4. Gene Wolf looks down to the bottom of him door to door. He may have just hit the inside wall. He had a check out of it big time. Gene Wolf falls back to P3 once again, and a very good shot to get around Cody J. Harris. Just made a big driver mistake as Mitchell Clark has completely checked out of this field. Mitchell Clark, land down under driver, 3-2-1 car. He can give him a 2-second race lead. Back here for that 4th spot, these drivers are still trying to settle it out. Chris Cox right in front and Brandon Weeks. White flag waves. We're working lap 8 of 8 now. One more time around Volusia. Brandon Weeks now gets to the bottom side. And that all 12 machine trying to find some grip coming off of turn 2. These drivers going drag race down the backstretch one last time into turn 3. As a checker flag waves for Mitchell Clark. Brandon Weeks is going to sneak away. Look at this battle back here. A little bit of contact. Cody Nevin's going to finish in the 8th spot. James going to finish in 7th. Oh, mama, that got interesting. We had one guy that just completely pulled away from the race field. And we had some good battles all over the place. Side-by-side battles. UMP modifieds, man. Absolutely love them. As we get ready to rock and roll with heat race number 2. Here we go. Preston Need Speed Motorsports, 195 car. He'll be on pole with Wesley Gruntley, the driver that won last weekend there in the season opener for the Dirt King Racing League. The number 81 machine, he'll be starting the outside. Harvey Shanks with Outlaw E Racing, the number 19. And then you got Jackie Whaley right there too, his outside. Wade Burris, the number 98 with Newfound Glory. Number 98, he'll be starting in 5th. Michael will be starting in 6th place. David 7th. Corey Austin, Chaos Motorsports, number 92. Todd Hook, a 31 car. He'll be starting in 9th, and give it to David Kent. He'll be starting back there in that 10th spot. Rounding out this heat race. For heat race number 2, the top 3 go straight to the Mac Daddy show you, so you definitely want to try to crack that top 3. Make your night a little bit easier. Very good I ratings in this. Very good I ratings. Top I rating in this heat race. Gonna be that car to the outside. That's gonna be Wesley. Just a little tidbit there. All A-class license made the start except for one, and they have a B-class license. Everyone else, man, goodness gracious. A lot higher than my I rating. That's all I'm gonna say. Lights on the pace truck is off. We're going to try to keep this one clean and green. I say we. I mean them. They are going to try to keep it clean and green. And it'll be fun. Here we go. Stacked them up, pack them up, side by side, wheel to wheel. Let's do a little bit of shimmy and shiving down there in turn number 1. Preston gets a good job, but Wesley's not going to try to tag onto it. Boys from up high, there it is. Look at this shot. As everyone slips and slides around turns 3 and 4, now still side by side, multiple rows deep. The number 98 machine just got in front of that number 92 of Corey Austin. Wesley's our race leader right now, but you have Preston, the guy that started on a pole for heat race number 2, right there behind him as he tries to close a gap, but Wesley's still trying to run away with it. As they work off at turn number 4 now. Wesley slowly pulling that gap, making that gap a little bit bigger and bigger. Jackie Whaley back here in the third spot. You have Harvey Shanks, fourth spot. And then here's the closest battle for the top five. Corey Austin and Todd Hook. Slide job, City. You ain't clear, Todd Hook. Clip that number 92's front bumper just a little bit. Good job by Corey Austin by saving that thing without putting it to the outside wall. So a little bit of contact. We'll see if that goes into the A main, though. See if Corey Austin can remember that one. As Wade Burris gets way loose, the all-blue machine of Michael. Zero sponsors, iRacing default paint scheme on that all-blue machine, trying to get around Wade. As they're side by side going down the backstretch. Checking up on our race leader one more time as those guys duke it out. Here is our race leader, outside shot as they work off a turn 2. And down this weird sort of backstretch, kind of not the straightest backstretch. White flag in hand for the flag man. There it is. He sees it. Wesley sees it one more time around. Back here for that 5th spot, Harvey Shanks still holding down that P5 spot, but the guy that's in that last transfer spot and has moved up 1 spot since the initial green flag is going to be Jackie Whaley, the 06 machine driving out of Carolina. Todd Hook trying to get to it. Not quite, though. Checkered flag waves. Todd Hook in the 31 machine moved up 5 spots. Had to go through the constellation, though. Heat 2 results up there on your race screen one more time. Wesley, Preston, Jackie. They get a race for the Mac Daddy Show. Heat race number 3. Man, usually qualifying plays a huge role. Not a lot of passing in heat races, but goodness gracious, here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park, it doesn't matter where you qualify, you better race it. Lots of passing. So we get ready to rock and roll for heat race number 3. Here we go with the grid. Nick, the number 7 machine from the United States. He'll be on pole with Dylan R. Wilson, driver from Ohio. Number 20 car, he'll be on the outside. To Dustin Lehman, he'll be starting 3rd. Trevor 4th. Dan Fed Tanner will be rounding out that 6th spot. The last 2 rows, Brian and David. And then Bobby and Scotty. Oh, man, that's cool. Bobby and Scotty rounding out that 9th and 10th row. Here for heat race number 3. The exact same format. 8 laps around Volusia. Top 3 go straight to the Mac Daddy. Race info one more time. There it is. Track link 0.42 miles. Absolutely love this track, man. I really feel like you really got to drive it. Coming off a turn 4, that wall will sneak up on you. I like to body slam it as much as I possibly can. Turn 4 gets tight, man. And when you get side by side coming out of turn 4, trying to drag race down the front stretch, you got to watch out for it. That thing's sharp. That thing makes a sharp corner, it seems like. Here we go. Lights on the pace cars off. Race number 2. Very short season, man. Dirt King Racing League. I think it's an 8-race season, maybe a 7. 8 or 7 race season. So every race has got to count. Every race has got to count if you want to race in the Dirt King League, man. Go check them out on Facebook if you guys would like to join this action. They have all sorts of it. Great flag out, stepping on the loud pedal. These kids go, and here we go. We're going to shimmy shive down into turn number 1. Watch out for Nick, the number 7 machine, leaning on each other. Race leader, one guy smashes the outside wall. That's going to be Dylan R. Hard. He does flips. Back up front. Noah, caution is going away for heat race number 3. Will race control give him the EOL? Nick made contact there on the outside, sent him to the outside wall. We're going to keep it clean, though, or we're going to keep it green at least. Dustin Lehman Up there trying to battle out for the race lead. He's going to slip and slide right into that inside wall, and he's going to be our new race leader. Nick all over the back bumper, though, may have even made a little bit of contact with that purple machine of Lehman. Third place, give it a Tanner right now. That's your top three. Throw a blanket over him. Fourth place is way back here after that wreck. Then you have Brian, you have David. Trevor's out of it, Scotty's out of it, and Bobby's out of it. So really 3 cars battling it out. And here we go with the replay really quick while these guys are still a little bit strung out. One more time. There it is. Slow-mo replay. A little bit quicker. Smash, trying to save it. Smash the outside wall. And tough break. Back to live mode, back to race mode we go. So Nick now falls back to second place. Tanner still third and 2 laps to go around Volusia. Things are getting heated up. And watch this outside wall here at Volusia. Best lap time of heat race number 3 is going to be our race leader by quite a bit too, man. A 17.0 for Dustin Lehman. Moved up 2 spots. He captured the race lead. Did not look back. Took advantage of some misvantages. And has captured the checkered flag. Nick second, Tanner third. Those guys to the A main. Everyone else running to the checkered flag. That one was a lot different. That one was a lot different from the first 2 heat races. But that's all right. I like to mix it up. Heat race C main is what we're doing. C main is where we're going. That's what we're racing. Brandon Weeks is going to be our is going to be our pole sitter. Dan's going to be to the outside. Harvey Shanks, Outlaw E-Sport or E-Racing. He'll be starting at third. And Dylan Simon is going to be fourth. David Moore, Outlaw E-Racing. 2 teammates, third and fifth place. Corey Austin, Chaos Motorsports. Cody Nevin, Trevor, Michael, and Jesse Osborne rounding out the field. I was trying to read something and then still trying to read people's names. It just doesn't work out for me. As we get ready to rock and roll for the C main event, the top 8 get a move on. 2 drivers get a go do chores. Thank you all for tuning in here to WhiskeyGold_TV. It's much appreciated. Brandon Weeks will be starting on pole there in that number 12 car. Outside of him is going to be Dan. They're in the 53. A lot of cool paint schemes here tonight. Race number 2. Recapping last week, Wesley and Nick and Chris Cox finished 1, 2, 3. That's what it was. Gene Wolf and Tanner Hutchins finished 4th and 5th place. As we get ready to rock and roll for the C main, top 8 advances. 2 drivers did not make the start, so they got lucky. Everyone will get a move to the B main. Waiting for the green flag. Brandon Weeks late on the gas pedal, but he gets a good jump. And here we go. Shimmy and Shyman down to turn at number 1, trying to keep it off of everybody. 28's just going to slide up right into the mix. We're 3 wide down the backstretch. 28 of David Moore trying to capture that spot, trying to bully his way up to 4th place. He does it. action right here in front of him. Harvey's holding down P2 now, trying to track down to Brendan Weeks, the 53 machine of Dan. Then you have Dylan right here in fourth place. Corey and Cody ready up the fifth and sixth spot. 53 machine. There you see the old purple car. He holds down that third spot. He has some hungry hounds right there behind him. Dylan gets a good run down the backstretch. Dylan, the 33 car, going to try to slide it right up in front of the 53. 9.3 wide coming across the line. Corey Austin wants a part of this action, and Corey Austin's going to get it. Austin down to the inside wall. Digging hard down on the bottom side where these gentlemen are still 3 wide. Corey Austin may try to get a 2-for-1 dinner deal. Dan going to slide back. He lost 2 spots. Dylan's captured 4th, but Corey Austin, big move to capture 2. You have Cody Nevin trying to sneak right up into the picture now. Cody, not the best of heat races, had to do some adjustments there to a setup, and he is all over the 53 car trying to move up. Everyone will make it to the B main though, so keep that in mind. It's all about the running order now. Now Cody has cracked the top 5. Check up on board with our race leader. Brandon Weeks has completely checked out as we are working lap 8 of 12 now. Second place, ripping the cushion, is the number 19 of Harvey Shanks. Corey Austin, though, slowly moving up, man. He is slowly moving up, and he likes that bottom side. He likes that inside wall. He's trying to move up 1 more spot. He's already moved up 4. Still hugging that inside wall as tight as he possibly can. He has some very good drive off. There, the number 92 car. Now Harvey Shanks is going to try almost to the crossover, trying to follow his line, trying to get to the inside of him. Not quite as they hustle back down into turn number 1. Brandon Weeks better start running away because Corey Austin is absolutely on rails down to the bottom side. Laps are winding down, though. They are slowly fading away for Corey Austin. Can he have enough time to catch the number 12 machine? The gap is up there on your screen. You have a 0.7 gap. Best lap time. It's going to be weak still, 17.3. White flag out 1 more time around. Everyone else is still kind of strawing out here. Single filed out. So here's the closest battle is all for second place. Corey Austin trying to hug that inside wall. The 22 machine, Harvey Shanks, lost it. May try to get it back coming out of turn 4. Not quite, though. Checkered flag's going to wave. Statement by that number 19. By the 92 car. Hard charger here in the C main. C gets ready to rock and roll for the B main show. Just kidding. They just go straight to the A main. No alphabet soup. Bravo, the B main is up. Todd Hook, the 31. He's on pole. Chris Cox, Death Dealer Motorsports, 515. A live streamer as well as Cox Gaming, I believe it is. They're on Facebook. You can go check that out. Now, of course, right after this broadcast, you go check that out over at Cox Gaming. Brian 3rd and David R. Harden, the 222 machine. He's starting at 4. James 5th. Dylan 6th. Wade Burris with the newfound glory. The number 98, he'll be starting at 7. Jerry Switzer, the number 3 machine, starting 8th place. Bobby Matley 9th. David Kent and Scotty be rounding out that 10th and 11th spot. How much practice did these drivers get? How much have they been thinking about this race? The nerves is up. Concentration is up. You want to make it, man. You want to make it. Looks like everyone will make it into the A main show. One more time will be green flag racing. Coming out of turn 4, these drivers going to step on the loud pedal. 7 drivers for the Bravo. And then you guys know what's next. The Mac Daddy Show, where it all counts for all the marbles. No one, everything else goes out the window. Live here on Facebook and YouTube. If you guys like to watch broadcast on YouTube on that 70-inch flat screen LED 4K TV that you guys have. Here we go. Green flag's out. The B main is off to a hot start. Let's try to make it 3 wide. Coming out turn 2. Todd Hook is a race leader as of right now, up there on the high side. James there to the bottom. Then you have Chris Cox in that 515 car, rounding out that 3rd spot, just trying to figure out where he needs to go. Hook trying to rip the lip, trying to ride right on that cushion. Coming out in turn 4, he's going to lead another lap now. Lap 4 of 12 is in the books. And man, both lines are coming into play hot tonight. These drivers still drag racing down the backstretch. James still working that inside line. You have Chris Cox back here in 3rd. You have Dylan R. Wilson right here in the 4th spot. David R. Harden rounding out the top 5. 6 places. Wade and Bryant's going to round out that last transfer spot, or that last spot there in the 7th place. And here we go. Big contact to the inside wall. I thought the 66 was going to spin it. James saved it now. Now we are side by side. Chris Cox, Dylan, and Dylan R. Wilson. Side by side, leaning on each other, and here in turn number 2, trying to get off at turn number 2, they're still leaning on each other. Chris Cox going to give him right back to him, though. You're going to lean on me, to lean on you. Hold on to it, kids. Coming across the line, and lap 8 of 12. And he is still not done. He's going to throw another slide job. Dylan R. Harden, or Dylan Wilson, crossover, and he has P3. Chris Cox still not done. Another slide job. Probably wasn't too happy about that one corner, and he's still thinking about it. As these drivers are side by side. Up front, these drivers are still door to door. Battle right now, though, something I'm interested in is right here for this third spot. 3 laps to go around the track. Who is going to grab it? Here in the gyro mode, here on Dylan Wilson's car, the number 20 car. 2 laps now around Volusia Speedway Park. Who's going to grab this top 3 spot? Everybody to the Mac Daddy Show. A little slide job by Chris Cox. A little bit of bumper-to-bumper action. Some way, somehow, they have kept it going straight so far. Now we got to check up on our race leader, though. When does James slide it right there in front of him? Last time down the backstretch. James to the outside. These drivers still contact. James wins it. Todd, 2nd place. Don't know what happened right here. But Dylan Wilson's going to capture 3rd. Chris Cox 4th. David Harden is going to come out in that 5th spot. Man, those drivers, they were leaning on each other big time. As now warm-up is underway. This is your shot if you did not have the best of setups to get it dialed in. Or just run the iRacing default setup and call it a night. Just call it a night, run that, hope for the best. Very good racing here though, man. Very clean racing. Some exciting racings with these UMP mod fights. As practice is underway, I'll step away real quick. I'll be right back after this 5-minute warm-up session.
San Antonio, when it comes to your health, we're on a mission. Long a part of this community, United Healthcare is set out to offer you the best possible health coverage, backed by a broad national and state network, innovative wellness programs, and our advocate community concierge services. We believe we've succeeded in this mission. We're as dedicated to you as you are to this city. Learn more at uhc.com/mission. That's uhc.com/mission.
Wesley, the last week's winner, was the fastest there in practice. Just tossing that out there. So we get ready to rock and roll with the Mac Daddy Show. EA Main. No one cares about practice now. No one cares about qualifying. No one cares about your heat race. It all comes down to this. And here we go for the grid. The A main show. Mitchell Clark, the land down under driver. He'll be starting on pole. Wesley second place to his outside. Inside of the second row is going to be Dustin and Cody to his outside. Then in the second row. Third row, Preston and Nick. Fourth row is going to give it to Gene Wolf and Jackie Whaley. Tanner, 9th place. Brendan Weeks rounding out the top 10. And James, 11th. Corey Austin, Chaos Motorsports driver. He'll be back there in the 12th spot. 13th is going to be Todd Hook, and Harvey Shanks is 14th. Dylan, 15th. Dylan again. Two Dylans, 15th and 16th. Chris, 17th. Cody, 18th. David, the 222 machine, going to start in the 19th spot. Dan from Michigan from the Great Lakes State, the number 53. He'll be starting at 20th. Brian, 21st. David Moore. There's that double deuce spot to Wade Burris, 23rd, and Michael, 24th. And Jerry's going to round out that 25th spot. A lot of drivers, man. 25 cars, only 30 laps. Caution laps will not count, so we'll have a true 30-lapper main event. UMP modifieds, open setups. You better have got that thing dialed in. It's going to be a wild one, man. We've seen, I don't want to say tempers have already flown, but we've definitely seen some stuff that a lot of leaning on each other and then a little bit of payback. A lot of swip swapping for the race leads. A lot of swip swapping back there in the mid-pack, too. 30 laps. A main, the Mac Daddy Show. Wesley, last week's winner. Race number 1. He starts onto the outside there in the 81 machine. Race number 2, green flag out. Here we go. Keeping it clean, keeping it green so far as these drivers roar down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Mitchell Clark's our race leader right now. Wesley second, Dustin third. Fourth place is going to be Preston. As now Preston looks to the outside of Lehman now. Lehman had a very good, or Dustin Lehman, the number 30 car. He had a very good heat race. One of the hard charges there in his heat race. I think he moved up 5 spots. He works that bottom side of the racetrack. She blocks an inside lane one more time back here in the back part of the racetrack. Here we go. We have side-by-side racing all the way around this place. Tanner, the 04 machine. They're on the bottom part of the racetrack. That Peterbilt car. He's going to try to stick it right inside the 66 at James. Not quite. James, just like his heat race, he's going to stick it right to the inside wall. Lap 6, we've kept it clean so far. Hold on to it, Dale. The number 3 machine almost lost it. That is the action there behind him. Coming out of turn 4 now. Don't slap that sucker to the outside wall. Back up front, though, checking up on board with our race leader, Mitchell. He has led from lap 1 to lap 7 now as he works off at turn 4. Track map up there on your top right. That's what they have, and the yellow flag's going to wave. About a straightaway behind until they reach the lap car, or the very first car there on the end of the line. So first caution of the night. It's going to wave on lap number 8. We're going to have to restack them and repack them once again. Yellow flag waves. We'll see what happened. Here we go with the replay, possibly. Just kidding. That's not it. Let's check on back here. Maybe this is it. Look at this. Side by side by side. We'll try to stick it 3 wide. Why not? Oh, there it is. He gets hooked right in the quarter panel. He slams the outside wall. Back to live mode, back to race mode. Back to race mode now. There we go. You can only wait for so long, though. Then you got to go. When it's go time, it's go time. Restacked, repack. Double file restarts. What's going to come about. Lights on the pace truck. It's going to go off this time by. And we'll be back to green flag racing this time by. Last week's winner of Wesley. Does he have anything? Does he have anything for Mitchell Clark? You have Dustin back there in third spot too. Don't know what he has yet. They're in that number 30 car. If he can get a good jump and get into the inside of Clark for P2, put all your focus towards that back bumper of Clark. It'll get interesting. Lap 7 of 30, still very early on, but man, laps seems like they click the laps seems like they go by quick here. Good start. What a shoots out like a rocket, Clark does. And here we go. Dustin Lehman, if he can jump right up in front, and the yellow flag's on a wave. So here we go. iRacing scoring loop. Where does it go? Who has second place? Who has third place? Wesley did start on the outside. He was second place, and the yellow flag waved. Looks like Dustin's going to have that P2 spot now. Watch the 33 car. Oh, mama. Backs that sucker right up into the outside wall. One more time. Why not? A little bit loose there on the bottom side. He just gets collected in the wrong spot at the wrong time. The driver from the Carolina. Looks like it didn't have too much damage, though, there in that 33 car. So he'll be back there in the 24th spot. And only one driver is out of this race. That's the number 3 of Jerry. Everyone else still going. Cody Nevin, he brought out the first caution. He tried to make it 3 wide, then he gets hooked. I don't know exactly what happened. Regardless, he got spun. So now he's back here in the 21st spot. Lost 4 spots. Jackie, the 06 machine. 721 there on his trading paints, but he has lost once they come across the line. I'll tell you. It was a not the best of numbers in the red. He's lost 15 spots since the initial green flag. Lots of drivers. A lot of drivers in the red. Some guys are in the green. Brandon Weeks, he's moved up 5. They're in the number 12 car there to the outside. He's cracked the top 5. Here we go. We'll see if we have a little bit better of a restart now. TV number 3, green flag out. Here we go. Back under race conditions. 3 wide action. Nobody giving anybody room. That's Corey Austin getting bumped out. On board with Brennan Weeks once again, though. He finds himself 3 wide for a slight bit. See exactly what the driver sees right here. Dirt is getting thrown up on the visor. Not running that high side, but really not running that low side. Kind of running that kind of a middle side part of the racetrack. Turn 4 wall comes up on you very quick. And that's what this driver is working with as of right now. Mitchell still holding down second spot. Wesley's third, and Dustin is riding out that third spot. Man, I really feel like that the outside That outside row there on the restarts is a disadvantage, and we have a spin. The 66 machine goes around. Yellow flag's going to wave. Feel like that second spot, back-to-back restarts now. That second spot fell back to third. So yellow flag is going to wave on lap number 13. Almost halfway. Just not quite. I see them coming out of four, man, and they were tight. They were all leaning on each other, side by side, trading some paint. And then eventually one guy went around. From natural causes. Here we go. We'll see who went around. I think it was James. He's being shown in the red. So here we go. A little slow-mo action. Why not? So Weeks gets bumped out. He almost goes to the outside wall. This guy of James blinks in. Now he blinks right back in. Or blinks out, then blinks right back in. Oh no, Brandon Weeks gets hit there on the quarter panel, and then he gets spun right into James. Road truck. And then James just goes flying to the outside wall. Almost flips it though. Not quite. Check this out from the cockpit mode of the 66 car. He was ready. He was turning left, but his car just went right on him. Luckily, he was able to get it off that outside wall. And don't have to do the tow. So here we go. We'll be going back to green flag racing. 2 laps shy of the halfway to mama. Only 9 minutes and 10 seconds in. To the Smack and Daddy show. So Wesley is to the outside now. Mitchell Clark is still our race leaders, led from lap 1 to lap 12. We'll watch this number 30 car of Dustin Lehman. We'll see if he can get to the best shot. Actually, Gene Wolf. Watch that 642 car. Green flag's out. Watch that inside row, man. That third spot, I really feel like that's where you want to be on the restart. He may prove me wrong, though. Wesley shoots out on the high side and throw out the caution. Slow up all that horsepower, and we'll have to redo it. Another caution comes out very early. We'll see what happened, though. See what happened to old Dan. 53. Man, stuck 3 wide already. Oh, man. Looks like some net code action. Some big net code action came into play. One more time. Don't know why they're 3 wide already. Slow-mo action about right at this point. Watch that car right smack dab in the middle. See, he got net code, or those front tires got some grip out of nowhere. And then absolutely nowhere to go after that for that number 28 car. So back to live mode, back to race mode we go. Possibly, there we go. Back to live mode, back to race mode. Single file restart. That's what the race controller wants. That's what the race controller is gonna get. Three, 2, 1, or that number 0 car there on the side panel of his trading paints. Track tech on that front hood. Green flag out. He's going to lead another lap. So here we go. Pick your line. You want the high side or you want the bottom side? Part of the racetrack. Single file restart, the first one of the night, and here we go. We're going to do some green flag laps now. Cody J. Harris there, that number 3 car. Down to the end of the sidewall. He's back there in 9th place. Right behind him is going to be Harvey Shanks. As Harvey tries to bully his way down there to the bottom side. Fast driver of Chris Cox there right behind him, as now Cox goes right down there to the bottom side. We may be 3 wide. Coming out 4. Hold on to it. Slight little bit of window. These drivers knew that they need to go. Chris Cox is the inside wall, and these drivers are still 3 wide. Taking part of every opportunity as he possibly can. Up to 4th place now is Dustin Lehman. Todd Hook is 5th. That's your top 5 single filed out, nose to tail, ripping the lip. Back here in the 6th spot is Brandon Weeks. He's up next to the outside wall. Side-by-side racing is going to be Corey Austin and Harvey Shanks as Weeks gets loose. Check this battle out, man. 3 wide down the backstretch. Wolf stuck right smack down in the middle. Slide job for Jesse Hook now. Right in front of Gene Wolf. He's going to take it, though. 11 laps to go. 13 minutes and 33 seconds into the Mac Daddy show. Check him up on board with the race leader of Clark. Wesley trying to hold it in there, though. Can he get to the back bumper? And then when you get to the back bumper, what do? Can you finally get around him? See, slides up, man. Closing that gap oh so slightly. The gap is up there on your race screen. Actually, we'll do the last lap as well. Check this out. Coming across the line, who runs a quick lap time? Wesley ran last lap. Coming across the line, he'll update, and they just matched it. Basically just matched each other's lap times. 9 laps ago. Full focus is on. And now Clark is just slowly pulling away a 0.7 second gap. 3rd place is heating up. Dustin Lehman there to the outside. Todd Hook is going to try to do a slide job. Not clear. He's going to have to check out of it. Back here into the 5th spot, it's going to be Gene Wolf all by himself. Preston's kind of there behind him there on the bottom side. Corey Austin, 7th place. Harvey Shanks, 8th. Nick is back here in the 9th place. A little bit of entanglement there in his heat race. Tanner's going to try to sneak it right onto the inside, but here we go. 10th place is going to heat up. We have a gaggle of cars here. Nick all the way to the outside there in the all-black car. You have Tanner with that Peterbilt. You have Chris Cox rolling up on the outside. Chris Cox had absolutely nowhere to go. Had to give a little bit of a draft bump. We may be 3 wide once again, coming out of 2 as these drivers hustle and bustle down the backstretch. This is Tanner, whereas we ride on board to the back bumper. He has that 3rd spot. Everybody, or he has that last, or that 10th spot. Everyone wants to crack the top 10. It's going to be a fight all the way to the end. And Brandon Weeks is just slowly falling backwards. His machine, that setup is just falling off a pace. He's moved back 3 spots now after running up in the top 5 for a little bit. Our race leader of Clark, he has a 1.1 second lead. He is completely gone. The track map is up there on your race screen. That has a running order. As Clark just now gets around lap traffic of the number 98 machine. So you work off at turn number 4 now. Next guy in line is 21st place of Dan. Todd Hook, though, man, he has moved up 10 spots. He has found himself in that 3rd spot now, sitting P3. He has a lap car there in front of him. Then you have Dustin there in the 4th spot. 2 laps ago, will this lap car play a factor for the top 3? Todd Hook closes on to the back bumper off of turn number 2. Lap car is going to stay high. Todd Hook's going to have to change up his line. He's going to have to shimmy a shy slide job in front of the lap car. Lap car checked up big time for him. White flags out. One more time around for this driver. Led lap 1 all the way to lap 30 for the last time. Down into turns 3 and 4. Mitchell Clark, the 3-2-1 machine, is going to pick up his first win of the race season. Wesley's going to finish 2nd. Todd Hook P3. Dustin 3rd place. as everyone else comes across the line. Fireworks shoot off from Mitchell Clark. Good halfway point, man. Halfway point on. We kept it clean and we kept it green. Green flag racing, the fastest car, I believe, won it. Wesley second, but man, hard charger. It's Todd Hook. Moved up 10 spots. Finished there in the 3rd spot, man. As these drivers get lined up for that photo shoot. The old famous photo shoot. As fireworks shoot off there behind turn 3. We'll jump into their Discord and see if we can get an interview with some of these guys. With the top 3. As I pull up the final results one more time. Final results up there on your race screen. Mitchell, Wesley, and Todd. Speaking about Todd Hook. Todd Hook, you got me, man.
Yes, sir.
Dude, kind of a wild ride for you, man. Don't know exactly what happened there in your heat race, but here in the Mac Daddy show, man, you had to start deep back in the field. You moved up 10 spots to finish there in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, that was wild. Missed qualifying and just kind of tried to keep the nose clean, and it worked out this time. It doesn't always work out like that, but probably didn't make any friends, but stayed pretty clean.
Man, what is a trick, man, to move up 10 spots? What's the trick to get around this place here in these UMP modifieds?
Well, here tonight, really is keeping your foot out of it was the main thing. Really didn't go over 3/4 throttle. You get in it too hard, you just spin and go backwards. But got to thank everybody, HRT, Corte Motorsports, Checkers and Wreckers, everybody. We all help each other out with setups. Josh Hessen, Jarrett Murphy, Tim, Wes, all those guys, Dustin. It was a good race.
Man, it absolutely was. Thanks for putting on a good show. Thanks for those shout outs, man. And congratulations on this podium spot here tonight here at Volusia. We'll see you next weekend, hopefully. You got any more shout outs that you would like to give?
I left somebody out, but it's a team effort, so just glad to be here.
Good deal, man. Well, we'll try to talk to you next week. That's going to be Todd Hook. Finished there in that 2nd spot. Good run, man. Hard charger. Moved up 10 spots. The guy that won last week, but he's going to finish 2nd this week, is going to be Wesley. And Wesley, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going good, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing good. Hey, man, so you started out on the outside of the front row, and then you was there all night long. You was putting a little bit of pressure on Clark early on, but overall, man, after that long green flag run, you just kind of just started falling back just a slight bit.
Those restarts, me and my teammate there, Dustin Lehman, had started having a little bit of a battle, and so there's a couple times I could not get a good restart up top. So he got by me one time, and then I had to restart on the bottom, and I got a good start and finally got back to 2nd. It was just the leader has such an advantage now in those starts, which is really good for the leader, obviously, but not as good for me. And then I started staying pretty close to him, and I noticed he changed his line in 1 and 2 to just kind of run what I was running because I was catching him. But then I tried his line one time and started catching him, and he saw what I was doing or something. So it was a good run. I think we're pretty equal. I think once it just moved completely to the top, he was a little bit better. Man, I really feel like this was a 2-groove racetrack, man. A lot of guys were running the high side, but there was a lot of guys making a lot of moves down there on the bottom side. Was it just your setup that you had to set up for, or was one side faster than the other? Put on a show. It's my biggest thing. If these had a spoiler, I'd probably rip it off. That's my thing with any car I run. So I mainly try to run the top because I like it a lot around Volusia because it's really technical, but it's really fast most of the time. The bottom was okay. You really just had to absolutely hit it perfect. Me and Layman, and I guess Todd Hook was running the top, but Layman was running the bottom there for a little bit, and you can make it work. But you just keeping the car straight, not spinning your tires is just a hard combo to keep going. And I just prefer to run the top, and I noticed it was probably going to become the faster line sooner or later, so I tried really hard.
Fairbury's next week, April 18th, man. How do you feel about Fairbury with these UMPs?
I'm gonna bet you there's probably if the wall could be knocked down, it is gonna get knocked down.
Yeah, for sure, man. That short track, everyone likes that high side.
It's a lot of fun. I'll be up there, but yeah, I like that track. I wish we could get Mitchell in here. He said he's got no mic, but I would like to talk to him and tell him good job. But I don't think he's gonna be able to get in here. But that was a lot of fun. I a lot of respect for Mitchell. He's been kicking my tail in the past couple days. I've been hosting races here to try to get ready, and I actually got closer this time than I had. So we're going in the right direction at least.
Well, man, congratulations on another podium spot, a second place finish here tonight. You got any friends, family, sponsors, teammates that you like to give a shout out to?
Team HRT, there was a couple of us running the night. Vitterling was in practice, but he ended up having to leave. Dustin Lehman, Todd Hook, who finished third, you just talked to. He's another one of our guys. All the guys over there at HRT, though, Cordy Motorsports, who came on board, as we appreciate them a lot. We appreciate y'all so much for putting this race on. Y'all do a heck of a job. And, of course, Blake and all them at Dirt Kings putting this race on. It's a lot of fun. And, honestly, I think we have one of the toughest groups of drivers here. I mean, it's going to be tough to win this championship. Yeah, I've had some good runs, but one slip up here or there, and people are going to be right there on me.
Absolutely, man. Very kind of a short season for mess ups, man. So hey, congratulations on another podium spot, and we'll try to talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Wesley's gonna finish there in that P2 spot, man. Race leader has a huge advantage, quote unquote, and he did, man. He shot out like a complete cannon. Results one more time up there on your race screen. Mitchell Wesley and Todd Hook. 1, 2, 3. Mitchell, the race winner, does not have a mic. Dustin Lehman finished there at 4th spot. Man, he closed up on that on Todd Hook there at the very back. I didn't really notice that until it was too late. Preston 5th, Gene Wolf 6th place, Harvey 7th, Nick 8th, Corey 9th, Tanner 10th, Chris Cox, Brennan Weeks, Dylan R. Wilson, Cody J. Harris, James, Cody Nevin, Jackie, Dylan. They're in the 17th, 18th spot. A couple more spots to go. David, Dan. Man, that's a lot of Davids and Dans there. Wade, Brian, Mitchell, and Jerry gonna round out the race field. Congratulations to all these drivers that made the start. If you guys would like to join in this race league, shoot the Dirt King Racing League guys a message. Tell them Whiskey Oval sent you. If you guys can't find them, shoot me a message. And I will get you hooked up the best possible way. I know how, man. They have UMP modifies. They have street stocks. They have limited late models. Fixed setups, too, for the limited late models. Tossing that out there, man. Just tossing that out there. Open setups for the pro late models. So you guys pick your stuff there. Sunday and Monday nights. If you guys like to put your skills up to the test. Thanks again for everyone for tuning in here to Whiskey Oval _ TV. It was fun. It was a blast. Make sure you guys tune in next week to next Sunday night for race number 3 at Fairbury. The short track racing. It'll be fun, man. It's going to be fun. If you guys have any questions, you guys can always shoot me a message, and I'll try to answer them the best way I know how. But until then, everybody, please take care. Stay safe. Be a nice person is a message for 2021. Mean people suck. Don't be one of them. And congratulations to Mitchell Clark. Till next time, until next Sunday night, we'll be back with a Dirt King Racing League, and I will talk to you guys then. Thank you. Like a ghost breaking in, playing bugs till I go blind. My heart says it won't just go away.